All right, welcome back here to the Gus. Sorry about that. I finally was able to get my YouTube channel up and running, and the reason I like to put that up there is I'll send out my email address that I use for this, and I'd like to chat with you guys throughout the contest, and I cannot figure out yet how to use the commenting section of Facebook while I'm doing the live stream, so I haven't been able to figure out how that works as of yet. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But I would like to get you involved in this in the broadcast here. So please feel free to watch this on the YouTube, and then I'll open up my Gmail, and we'll be able to have some conversations there. And Waupun's going to score right here as Tyler Fromholz draws a walk and then tries to get picked off over at first base by Poplinski, I believe, is the pitcher. Nope. Januszewski. He's got good power and speed, but he's having a hard time throwing it for strikes. Full count here. Anyways, he threw over to first and went all the way to the fence. I didn't even hopped off of the fence. And that allowed Fromholz to go from first all the way over to... It pops out over on the first base side there for an out. For Cole Hicken. Fromholz was able to get all the way over to third on the errant throw there from the first baseman. And then that wild pitch here just scored. So the score is 1-1 as Tyler Fromholz scores. Again, he drew a walk. That's going to be fouled off by Carson Bresser as the number 3 hitter. Bresser is playing center field. Take that back. He's in left field today. Must be looking for some balls. Up they are. Randy Armga wants to know where they're at. Fires one out over there to the pitcher, Januszewski, for Horicon. A little different playing underneath the lights. That's going to be hit hard by Bresser. That's going to get through. Bresser's going to come up with a base hit. And batting fourth for Waupun, senior Noah Garrettson. Bresser is also a senior. Cole Hicken is a senior. And we do have a couple of returning players that are eligible. Jaden White and Braden Sanders, who are also playing in this game. Januszewski ready to deal. Bresser takes off. Good jump. That's going to be thrown into center field. Center fielder does a nice job of backing it up, and that's able to keep the play for Bresser on the stolen base. Now the only thing I got to get set up here. Bresser takes off. Good jump. That's going to be thrown into center field. While I work on that. Center fielder does a nice job of backing it up, and that's able to keep the play for Bresser on the stolen base. Now the only thing I got to get set up here, that is all set up, so that's good to see. Garrettson with a strike. Here comes the second pitch. Bresser over at second. That's outside for Garrettson. 1-1 is the count. Noah had a very successful high school season. I know that the seniors didn't end the way that they wanted it to. But at least he had a good batting average as well, over 400. Bresser taken off. That's thrown outside. Bresser's going to get in there standing up over at third. Stolen base for Bresser, 2 of them. And Bresser's going to get home on the throwing error. So that Wild Turkeys, got to get that into my head here. Post 210 Wild Turkeys now with a 2-1 lead over Horicon. Does that count as a RBI for a Garrettson? I'm not sure how that all works out with the batter up there and the run scores. Ooh. That looked like it was close. Garrettson's going to draw the walk. Garrettson draws the 1-0 walk, brings up center fielder Jaden White. Brings up one of those returning players for the Wild Turkeys, Jaden White. Playing center field. Once again, I'll take a look at some of that information from the Green Lake game to see how things went. First pitch in there to White as a strike. It's always great when these kids get a chance to come back and play for one more season. I was lucky enough that by Caleb's birthday he was allowed to do that and had a fantastic returning season and was a part of the national qualifying team that ended up second at nationals. Good contact there. That's just foul as White is all over that. Garrettson was on a jump as well. Brings the count to 2-2 with one out. A little chilly tonight, I was surprised again, but it's going to be nice later on playing these games at 7 or 6:30. Trying to avoid the bugs when I go out to get my center field camera if I ever get the dang thing working. I keep getting it set up, but White fights that one off. Noah Garrettson is able to still advance to second base. So on the fielder's choice, White gets put out for the second out. Brings up one of the seniors again, number 42, Wyatt Paul. Wyatt celebrating his graduation this weekend. A little bit low. Following Wyatt will be Evan Sauer, playing catcher. That's going to be outside. Ball 2. 2-2 is the count. You can see the camera action there again. You've got Garrettson over at second base. Going to continue as we go through the season to add more cameras. I got one set up to go in the dugout next week. Well, I'll take that back. It's going to be after the 4th of July. I'm going to be going on vacation. So I think their next home game is Sunday, but they're playing that at Schlevy as part of the Celebrate Waupun celebration here that's taking place this weekend here in Waupun. Right down the middle to Wyatt Paul. Brings the count to 3-1. 2 down. The Wild Turkeys with a 2-1 lead over Horicon post 157. Deals. Paul hammers that over to third. Takes off running. First baseman's able to stretch and get the play as Paul grounds out to the third baseman. Pick up 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors. 29 pitchers for Januszewski. As Waupun Wild Turkeys at the end of 1 with a 2-1 lead. We'll be back here shortly for the top of the second inning. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream, as well as the Waupun Baseball live stream for the Waupun Post 210. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Gus here in Waupun as you are looking at the third base view for this inning for the Horicon Post 157. Cody Pieper. Fouled one off over on first base side. Noah Garrison gave chase, unable to pick it up. Strike, and there's a strikeout. Nice pitch there by Cole Hicken to get a second strikeout here in this contest. Brings up Alex Eggleston for Horicon. Normally I've got all that junk off of there. Again, I forgot to hit a button, so certainly you can tell that this is definitely an amateur broadcast. Working on getting my email address posted up there so that you can send me some of your emails. 1-1 is the count to Eggleston. A good pitch there by Hicken. Hammered over there to Sanders. On the line drive, gets the catch. So I've added my email address there at the bottom, as you can see along the bottom of the fence here on the third base side. I'll get the other one there. That's going to be popped foul. So feel free to send me an email. Let me know what you think of the broadcast. Also, who you're cheering for, where you're listening from. Any other comments that you want me to send out there, and I'll read online. So feel free to send me an email at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. And I'll make sure that I get that on my other camera views as well. So again, I was messing around. Thought I had my center field camera. I was down here for 3 hours. Run some new cord, had everything all set up, and unfortunately, go to set it up today, and I'm not getting a signal. I don't understand it, but we'll continue to keep playing with it, and we'll get that set up. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to be working on getting some dugout cameras set up as well as we practice for nationals that are going to be coming here in the second week in August. 3-2 is the count with 2 outs here. Cole Hicken trying to get out of this inning. Right on the outside edge, Cole Hicken's going to get another strikeout looking as Anthony Oxner's going to go down for the third out. No runs on no hits, no errors. 13 pitches for Cole Hicken. Total of 31 so far. Just a reminder, baseball fans, concession stand is open. We'll be back here for the bottom of the second inning. 2-1. And one of the great things about Legion Baseball is you can come on down here and have a few adult beverages and enjoy that while you're watching some baseball. So if you haven't had a chance, is today the 25th? Nope, today's the 24th, so the Brewers still are not at full capacity. So come on down here and get your beverages and enjoy some baseball. We'll be back here for the bottom of the second inning here shortly. You're listening to Jeff Sauer on Jeff's live stream as well as the Waupun Baseball live stream Facebook page. We'll be back. Welcome back here to the Gus as we are in the bottom of the second inning. Up to bat for the Wild Turkeys, number 25, catcher Evan Sauer. On deck will be Braden Sanders and then Austin Weiss. Right up the middle, opportunity here. Good job there by the shortstop. Turns, fires, gets the out. Good play there by the shortstop for Horicon. Gavin Tim makes a great play. Sauer grounds out to the shortstop for the first out. Brings up Braden Sanders, one of those players I was talking about, who's fortunate enough with the way that his birthday falls that he's able to come on back and play some Legion baseball. Takes a cut at that one, fouls it off for a strike. Braden playing shortstop, also pitcher. Braden looks like he's in great shape, so I'm not sure what Braden has been doing. I'll have to do some interviews later on and find out. Right on the outside edge, 0-2 is the count to Sanders. I looked at the game a little bit. I don't think he played yesterday in Green Lake, so I think that this is his first game back. And we'll have to reach out and find out. Again, I want to have some conversations with these players as we get going and record some of that a little bit so that I have something to play in between innings. Sanders able to lay off that changeup, that curveball actually. Brings a count to 1-2 with one out. The Warriors with a 2-1 lead here so far. That's a little bit outside. Brings a count to 2-2. I have to continue to focus on Wild Turkeys versus the Warriors. And I don't know what Horicon's nickname is. High school, they're the Marshmen. Down the middle, Sanders gets a piece of that. Full count. One out. Here at the Gus. Beautiful night for baseball. Oh, over his head, and Braden Sanders is going to draw the walk after being down 0-2. Brings up senior Austin Weiss. Austin just graduating this year. Again, one of those seniors who's disappointed in how their season ended. Giving them the opportunity to start their Legion season a little bit early. Ball one to Austin. Austin just needs to make some contact. He's got good speed. Once again, you can see my email address, livestreamjeff@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email and let me know where you're watching from. What are you thinking of the broadcast? What's your favorite camera view? Because I've got that third base side that I don't have up right now, but there's your third base. And I normally, again, have all the junk that's removed, and that is a nicer camera, so you can see that it's a little bit cleaner. Not trying to get the whole field. That's going to come back. Weiss going to get thrown out at first. But it's going to allow Sanders to advance over to second base. Top of the order for the Wild Turkeys here is Tyler Fromholtz. Fromholtz reached on a base on balls and scored. 2 outs. Sanders over at second base. Right on the outside edge for a strike. Low light conditions. I got to wear the glasses to see the numbers. One of the disadvantages of getting a little bit older. Good contact there. That's going to be over to the first base side. First baseman's going to go and makes the long stretch there to get the out. As the Wild Turkeys are going to go down. No runs on no hits, no errors. One is left on base. For the Wild Turkeys of Waupun. 46 total for Januszewski. Fromholtz flies out again to the first baseman for that last out. And Horicon post 157 will be up to bat here in the top of the third as Cole Hicken continues to deal for the Wild Turkeys from Waupun. Back here at the top of the third for this Waupun Legion contest here between Post 210 and Horicon Post 157. Bottom of the order, Joe Gibbs for Horicon. Hicken, 1-1. Here in the count, Cole Hicken pitching on the mound. Glad to see that he's out there playing some baseball again. Over at first base is Noah Garrettson. Second is Austin Weiss. Gibbs is going to go down with a strikeout on that curveball.
Goes down swinging for the first out, brings up top of the order left fielder, Gavin Hurley.
For the first out here in the third inning, brings up number 10, Gavin Hurley. And over at shortstop, Braden Sanders. And at third base is Tyler Fromholtz. Out in left field is Carson Bresser. Nice breaking ball there by Hicken. In center field, Jaden White. And in right field for Waupun is Wyatt Paul. Another pitch there. Strike 2, 0-2 to Hurley. Flew out to the second baseman the last time up in the leadoff hitter here. And swings, strikes, but that's going to go over his head. And he's going to reach on the wild pitch.
Officially goes as a K. Advances to first on the wild pitch. Brings up shortstop Gavin Tim.
So one of those strange situations again where it's a strikeout. But because of the wild pitch, not caught on the third strike, he's able to advance. Brings up number 8, Gavin Tim. That's going to go high again, and that's going to go off of the glove of Sauer. Evan not expecting it up that high, obviously. So now with that runner over at second base, I'm going to switch back to my home plate view. Again, doing the best that I can to bring you this broadcast and show you everything that's taken place. There's a strike. 1-1 is the count. Randy Armgood does a great job. He knows what it's like, obviously, broadcasting, so he's able to show the signs. Great breaking ball there. Brings the count to 1-2 with one out. Runner over at second base. It's Hurley. Got on with a wild pitch on the strikeout. There's another foul ball. That's going to go over to Wyatt Paul. Wyatt's going to pick it up. They're going to bring it in, and he throws it right away into Sanders over at shortstop.
Second out brings up pitcher Daniel Januszewski. Tim on deck.
Brings up Januszewski. So again, Gavin Hurley is over at second base, having reached on the strikeout wild pitch. Right down the middle comes Hicken. Hicken's dealing a lot of strikes here. Once again, I'll have to see if I can pull up my game changer here and see where we're at for strikes. That one's a little high. That's popped up. Sauer's going to give chase, see if he can get underneath it. It's tailing, and he does reach out and get the out there for the third out here in the top of the third inning. Redeems that wild pitch that's going over the top of his glove twice. Again, that's not on the catcher, but did a great job there of battling for it. He knows anytime that it gets back to the fence that he takes that one personally. So after 2.5, the score here is 2-1 with the Wild Turkeys with the lead. We'll be back here for the bottom of the third. Welcome back to the Gus here in the bottom of the third inning. Leading off for the Waupun Post 210 Wild Turkeys is Cole Hicken. That's going to hit him. And Hicken's going to advance over to first base on the hit by pitch. I was noticing again when I looked at the Green Lake information yesterday, they took a lot of hit by pitches yesterday too. I don't have all those details as I'm still playing around with the computer, but once I get all that stuff up, I'll get it and share that information with you again. That brings up Carson Bresser, just missing on the outside edge. So hit by pitch. Cole Hickens over at first base. That one's on the outside edge even further, and that one is a strike. Brings the count to 1-1 for Carson. Gets that one off of the end of the bat. Hit that one hard. Looks like it might carry. To the fence it goes. Bresser's going to come around over to second base, and they hold Hicken over at third. A good contact there by Bresser. Bresser had a triple yesterday, if I remember correctly, as well, and he gets that double. Continuing to swing that hot bat. Runners in scoring position at second and third. Brings up number 13, Noah Garrettson, for post 210. Just a little bit high is that first pitch coming into Garrettson. 1-0 is the count. Nobody out here for the Wild Turkeys with runners at second and third. Garrettson ready. That's going to come inside. That's going to be past the catcher, and no opportunity there for Hicken. I thought that he still might try and sneak in there. Brings the count to 2-0 to Garrettson. Bresser over at second base. Hicken over at third. Garrettson with an opportunity here. Hits that one hard. That one's flying high. Good catch there by the center fielder, but that's going to tag up for Hicken. Bresser still is going to tag and try and get to third. There's the throw, and he's in there as the throw was off target. So Bresser had to go back. Good hit by Noah Garrettson. Almost out there to the fence. Better catch by the center fielder. Gets the sacrifice, though, and scores a run as Hicken is able to come in. Both him and Bresser had come off a base, but then Hicken went back just in case. Bresser was halfway, had to go back, tag, and still was able to advance. Brings up now for the Wild Turkeys, Jaden White. With one out, runner at third base is Carson Bresser. That's inside, off of the catcher's glove again. Bresser decides to stay. With one down here at the Gus. 1-1 is the count. Post 210 with a 3-1 lead over Horicon 157. That's outside. 2-1 is the count. Have to go in here and do some switching around here. The last time I logged all this stuff in here down at the Gus here, it was still the high school season, so we'll see what I can 2-2. Jaden White fights that one off. Jaden, one of those players again who's able to return. And again, I love seeing the players come back. Right down the middle, White gets a hold of that one. That's going to be popped up. Might be a little shallow, but I don't think so. Bresser's still going to come in on the tag. Here's the play way wide at home, and Bresser's going to score on the sacrifice fly by White. Bases are cleared of Wild Turkeys. Brings up number 42, Wyatt Paul. Right up the middle. Just off of the glove. That might be enough for Wyatt to get there with his speed. He does get there in time as it gets underneath the glove of the pitcher, Januszewski. Gets over to the second baseman. Oxner tries to fire it over to first in time, but Wyatt Paul with great speed gets down to first base. Brings up number 25, the catcher for the Wild Turkeys, Evan Sauer. Sauer had a great high school season. Hoping to continue that. Fires over to Paul, safe. Just barely. That was a good move there by Januszewski. Januszewski. Right down the middle, but a little bit low to Sauer. 1-0 is the count. Trying to switch to the post-210 season here. That's right on the outside edge. 1-1. Good move there again by the pitcher. Almost got him over at first again, but Wyatt's still alive. 4-1 is the score. Hammered up to the short. Try under over the hop of the glove. Good job there. Oh, that's going to go into the dugout almost. And Wyatt Paul's going to try and score. Here comes the play at the plate. And he's safe. Digs into the dirt, but is able to get in there. Let's see if we got that on replay. Good job. Oh, that's going to go into the dugout almost. And Wyatt Paul's going to try and score. Here comes the play at the plate. And he's safe. Digs into the dirt, but is able to get in there. Let's see if we got that on replay. Back to live action here. So Wyatt.
Ball reaches on the air. Run scores on the air.
Evan gets all the way over to third base. Good speed. That's popped up again. The right fielder is able to snag that one from Braden Sanders.
Started the side in the inning for Waupun. They pick up 3 runs.
3 runs
2 hits.
on 2 hits.
One.
Left one on 2 errors.
19 pitches.
And the Warriors now with a 5-1 lead here after 3 innings. We'll be back here for the top of the 4th. You're listening to Jeff Sauer on Jeff's live stream as well as on the Waupun Baseball live stream Facebook page. We'll be back. Welcome back here to the Gus as we're here in the top of the 4th inning. Cole Hicken dealing for the mound. Slapping at that one for Horicon. Brody Tim. 1-2 is the count for Hicken. Well, Turkeys with a 5-1 lead here. That's going to be hit over to Austin. Austin Weiss gets in front of it on the hop, fires it over to Garrettson, and gets the out for the first out here in the inning. Brings up number 19, Blake Poplinski for Horicon. Poplinski, the center fielder, who made a heck of a catch in that last inning on Noah Garrettson's. Hammer out towards right center. Hicken deals, throws the first one in there as a strike. Once again, Hicken ready to deal curveball. That's going to come right to Cole. Cole's going to walk it over and underhand it over to Noah Garrettson for the second out. Being very efficient on the mound. Is the pitch count the same for Legion as it is for high school? I think it's a little bit higher. They're allowed to throw 105? Thanks. I've got to get myself all acclimated again to these different rules. Brings up the lefty, Cody Pieper. Once again, Hicken throws in there a strike with 2 down. That one's going to be a wasted pitch there. Not a bad idea for Cole. 1-1, 2 down. You can see the scoreboard there in the upper left-hand side. Good breaking ball. Strike right there. 1-2 is the count with 2 down. Send me an email there at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to be able to interact with you. Good swing there for Hicken as he gets the third out on the strikeout.
No runs, no hits, nobody left after 3.5, 5-1. 10 pitches for Hicken, 54.
54 through 4 so far for Cole Hicken, being very efficient there on the mound for post 210. And with the help of the gentleman here in the booth, I believe that the pitch count is at 105 is what they're allowed to throw. And they're not going to have another game until Sunday, I believe, is the next game. So 3 days rest is still what the rule is on the 105? Might be 4. Either way, with the extra pitcher coming back with Braden Sanders, that should be able to help. Not sure if he actually did any throwing or not. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see if I can get some of that information again rounded up here from the Green Lake game. The Warriors had played yesterday as their opener. Not the Warriors. I told you that would happen. Wild Turkeys. And we'll be back here with the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back here to the Gus as we're broadcasting here the bottom of the 4th inning in this contest between post 210 and post 157 from Horicon. Austin Weiss just was up here, flew out, good hard contact, but flew right out to the center fielder for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brings up leadoff hitter number 15, Tyler Fromholz. Tyler playing third base. 2-0 is the count to Tyler. Again, when I was looking at this information yesterday, I kind of was really shocked to see that hit by pitch yesterday. It's going to be grounder to the pitcher. For the second out, so Fromholz had a walk and has now grounded out twice. Brings up Cole Hicken. Cole's going to pop that one over to the right-hand side. Drop foul for strike 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit by pitches last night for the Waupun post 210 as Green Lake pitchers must have been struggling a little bit. Dane Stelso wore 2 of them. Garrettson took 1, Lucas Meyer took 1, and Trent Ferris took 1. There was also an additional base on balls, so that's 5. There were additional 4 walks handed out to the Wild Turkeys last night. I can't recall that I have seen a game where you had 5 people hit by pitch. Cole still battling out there. 0-2 is the count with 2 down.
2 of them definitely left a mark. They needed ice.
Oh, wow. Good curveball there, and Hicken does a good job of taking that one and pulls it over to the left-hand side between short and third for a base hit. So again, what brought me to think about that is last inning Cole was hit by pitch. That's the only one so far for the game. But I just happened to see pull up the game changer just to see what the results were yesterday, and I thought that there had to be a mistake. But John's up here telling us that wasn't a mistake, and he said a couple of those probably left some marks, so some little tattoo of Wilson on some of the players here. If they're using a Wilson ball. I don't even know what they use anymore. For sure seems, I can remember Caleb having a couple of times hit on the elbow or hit on the forearm or wherever you could see the little stitches marks. But hopefully they'll go away. But I do notice a couple of those players that wore them, Dane and Lucas and Trent, are not playing so far. Two-1 is the count with 2 outs. Cole Hicken over at first base. Hammered. That one is Carson Bresser into the wind. Bresser got all over that one, and that's going to go out of the park for Carson Bresser. Home run. Hammered is Carson Bresser into the wind. Bresser got all over that one, and that's going to go out of the park for Carson Bresser. Carson Bresser with the home run. Clears the bases for the Wild Turkeys with a 2 down. How did Carson reach on the first inning? He had a single and a double, and now a home run. Oh, maybe setting himself up here for the cycle? No matter what, he's getting a triple next inning. I know that. Or next time up. No matter where that ball is hit, he's going to be on the bases and take off for it. I'm actually glad to hear that rumor was going around that Carson wasn't going to be playing Legion ball because of his opportunity to be kicker over at Whitewater. And congratulations to Carson on that. So he was going to focus on doing some kicking camps. But I'm glad to see he's actually out here playing baseball. Noah takes a cut. 2-1 is the count to Garrettson. That definitely will help the batting average for Carson so far, 3 for 3. Yesterday they have him down for 1 for 4 with a triple. He had 2 RBIs and also had a walk. Ooh, on the inside edge, brings it a full count. Noah thought that it wasn't. That one you could see that was right there. I think he was just hoping that Randy Armga wasn't going to ring that one up. 3-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch off of the end of the bat. Right fielder's going to come in and field that one and makes the catch for the 3rd out. Not before Carson Bresser hammers one over the fence in right to score 2 runs on 2 hits. Brings the score to 7-1 for post 210. 84 pitches so far for the Horicon pitcher. After 4 innings complete here at the Gus, the score for Waupun post 210-7 and Horicon 157-1. We'll be back for the top of the fifth inning here from the Gus. You're listening to Jeff Sauer on Jeff's live stream as well as on the Waupun Baseball live stream Facebook page. You see my email address there. Send me an email. Let me know where you're watching from or who you're cheering for. We'll be glad to get those shout-outs out to the players and out to the teams. They'll love to hear from you. So no matter where it's at, let me know. We'll be back here for the top of the fifth. Welcome back here to the Gus as we get ready here for the top of the fifth inning. First pitch, Alex Eggleston wears one. It's the first pitch batter that is hit by pitch for Hicken. Brings in now number 12. Landon Strife is coming in for Oxner. First pitch is outside to Strife. Eggleston hit by pitch. He's the runner over at first base. Strife takes a swing at that one. 1-1 is the count with nobody out. Once again, last night's score, the Waupun Wild Turkeys beat Green Lake 10-1. Good pitch there by Hicken right down the pipe on the inside edge on that fastball. I didn't see that. I was looking at what happened. So strikeout. Was it good looking? Struck out looking. Little bit low there for Hicken on the first pitch. Just picking up some of the information from the last game. Warriors had 6 hits. That one's hit pretty hard out to left field, but Bresser is there. Snags it out of the air for the second out.
Brings up top of the order. Left fielder Gavin Hurley.
Up number 10 now at top of the order for Horicon, Gavin Hurley. I haven't popped on that third base view here for a while, so we'll see here. I'm not sure if we got a chance for a stolen base here. Let's throw that in there for the camera action here. I really wish I would have the displays removed. I'll remember to do that the next time. And I also wish that I had my center field camera working. Evan knocks that one down, able to pick it up. Good job there to keep it in front of him. Smart by the runner over at first not to take off, as Evans got a good strong arm, and that would have perfectly set him up as he was popped to the outside. Nice pitch there, little bit high. Can't tell that from up here. 3-0 is the count with 2 down. Cole walks that runner, or that batter. Hurley now over at first base. 2 runners on for Horicon. Both of them are unearned as they were walks and a hit by pitch. Hicken comes in and fires again off the end of the glove there. Little bit of a lack of concentration there. We'll pop this back to the home plate view. With 2 down, right down the middle. 1-1 is the count. See, the Warriors have scored every inning except for that second inning. Nice breaking ball as that one's pushed to the outside by Gavin Tim. Takes it where it was pitched, but it was a good breaking ball. Brings the count to 1-2 with 2 outs. Hurley over at first, nobody holding him. Time is called. Hicken ready to deal. Fires. That's going to be hit. No way to get that one as that little dinker on the inside or infield hit. Loads the bases for Horicon. Not much anybody could do about that one. Cole's fallen away as he's a right-handed pitcher. Fromholz was playing a little bit deeper in the hole. No way that Braden Sanders over at short was going to be able to get that. So Hicken's going to have to take care of it himself here. Pitcher Januszewski is up. Breaking ball's going to go to the outside. 1-1 is the count. 2 down here at the Gus. Once again, let me know where you're listening from, who you're cheering for. Players love to hear their names mentioned as they can go back and watch these live streams. So let us know who you're cheering for, if you're listening from or Waupun or if you're a Horicon fan. That one is spiked into the dirt. Good job there by Evan to stay in front of it and block it. Hicken deals. Ooh, and he's going to walk in a run after getting 2 down. Hicken struggling now a little bit here. Brings up Brody Tim. Still bases loaded with 2 outs. Off over on the right-hand side, so Tim's been a little bit behind on Hicken, but there's a strike right away to get ahead in the count for Cole. No place for anybody to go for Horicon. Hicken needs to deal. That one's going to be hit over to the right-hand side again. Trying to give chase in foul territory is Wyatt Paul, unable to get there. Brings the count, though, to 0-2 with 2 down. Wyatt gave good chase over there. We were wondering before if he had hurt his knee when he was sliding into home. That one didn't look like it. He was on his horse. It was over in the warm-up area, and he took off, almost got there. Here's the pitch from Hicken. Again, off to the right-hand side. That one's fouled. That's what I was thinking, too, that he was going to come with a breaking ball. Came with a fastball instead. Here's the next pitch. That's a breaking ball. Hammered over in between short and third. 1 run's going to score. Bresser picks it up, fires over to third to Fromholz. And the Horicon post 157 scores another run. Poplinski now up, center fielder for Horicon. The 8th batter of the inning. 7-3 now is the score. Bases loaded again. Right on the outside edge. Evan did a great job there of framing that one. Randy did not see it that way, so it's called a ball by Mr. Armga. Same spot. That one's fouled off. That one's a strike as Poplinski takes a swing at it. 1-1 is the count. Cole Hicken trying to get out of here. Nice change up there. Brings the count to 1-2. Still 2 down. Post 157 all over the bases. Hicken trying to get out of this inning. And a breaking ball is dropped. Sowers are going to pick it up. And he's going to tag him just in time on that 3rd out. Going to call him out. That was an interesting call. Armga calls the play out at home. For the third out, it's a strikeout, but Evan Sauer is going to get the tag as he picks it up and runs over towards home base.
2 hits. They leave him loaded after 4.5.
Bases loaded, but Horicon able to score 2 runs here in the top of the 5th.
82 through 5.
82 total. 28 pitches in that inning as Hicken was up. Had the hit by pitch right away, and then the strikeout and the fly out, and then the top of the order came up, and he had 2 walks, and then there were 2 base hits. For Horicon, post 157. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 5th for our Wild Turkeys trying to get those bats rolling again and see if they can stretch their lead out. 7-3 is the score here from the Gus in Waupun. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream, as well as the Waupun Baseball live stream Facebook. Send me an email. Let me know where you're listening from so I can give those shout-outs to the players and let them know that you are cheering for your Wild Turkeys or for post 157. We'll be back. Welcome back here to the Gus in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Wild Turkeys up to bat. Jaden White gets his first hit of the season as one of those returning baseball players. Comes back, gets his first hit of the season. He did play against Green Lake. Says he had 3 appearances. Had 1 walk. And 1 strikeout, so he must have grounded out a couple of other times. Catcher throws that one out wide. Brings up Wyatt Paul. And Paul's going to draw the 4-pitch walk.
Paul draws the walk, brings up catcher Evan Sauer.
Brings up now Evan Sauer, the catcher. Evan will now be a junior? He's sophomore. So he was a freshman. I think I had that wrong all baseball season. That's outstanding. Freshman catcher. Evan with a chance to get some RBIs here. Gets past. Catcher. Jaden White takes off, gets over to third on the wild pitch. And Wyatt Paul stays put. He must want the stolen base instead. Paul takes off. Evans going to hit that over towards right field. Makes the catch, but unable to throw out. Wyatt, who was almost over to second base, gets back. Brings up now for the Wild Turkeys, Braden Sanders. Post 210 with a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to stretch it out with a runner over at first and a runner over at third base. Opportunity here for Sanders. Again, Sanders, it says, did not play over in Green Lake. So he had a hit his first time up. Paul, throw over, back in there easily. Expect him to be taken off, though, to get that stolen base. Does. That's high. Fires right back. Stolen base for Paul. Runners now at second and third for Braden. Opportunity here to get some RBIs underneath his belt. That's wide. Good stop there by the catcher. Brings the count to 3-0. 1 out. Right down the middle for a strike. You expected that he was going to be looking. 1 out. Runners on second and third for post 210. Here's the pitch. High. Sanders is going to load the bases.
Sanders draws a walk to load the bases. Brings up second baseman Austin Weiss.
Brings up Austin Weiss. Austin has made contact with the ball both times that he's been up to bat. Hasn't been able to find and be able to get that base hit. That must be 105? No? 97 pitches, so they're going to end the day for Januszewski. And with his 97th pitch, see who they're going to bring on the mound now. Looks like Brody Tim, number 30 possibly. Yep. Brody Tim is going to be the new pitcher for Horicon. See if we can again take a look at some of this information. So yesterday's game, we're taking a look at Lucas Meyer was 1 for 1. He was also hit by pitch. And Wyatt Paul was 1 for 2, batting .500 up against Green Lake. The Warriors only had 6 hits. Oh, sorry, not the Warriors. Wild Turkeys only had 6 hits but scored 10 runs. Those 9 base on balls, they only had 4 strikeouts. Compared to Green Lake, they had 2 hits. They scored that 1 run. They had 4 walks and 8 strikeouts. Trying to see on the pitching on that. Garrettson was the pitcher of record. 46 strikes on his 78 pitches. Fromholtz came in to end it, and he threw 20 pitches, 10 of those for strikes.
Fine, thank you.
So the Wild Turkeys are 1-0 so far on this early season.
Once again, Weiss the batter, Fromholtz on deck. Now pitching for Horicon, number 30, Brody Tim. Januszewski exits with 97 pitches.
So a new pitcher here for Horicon. Post 157. Brody Tim fires that one right down the middle. Taking a cut at it is Austin Weiss. Not quite the speed that they're used to seeing from the last pitcher. Weiss ready. Little bit high and inside. Brings the count to 1-1. 1 out here. From the Gus, we're watching some Waupun Legion post 210 baseball. Taking on Horicon 157. That one's low. 2-1 is the count to Weiss. Weiss has hit the ball both times, but just hasn't been fortunate enough to get the hit. See if he can get a hit here. Went 0 for 3 yesterday. Hammers that over to third base. Stepping on the base for the out, but the run scores for White on the fielder's choice.
For the second out, brings in a run.
So still doesn't have that hit for this game, but does get the RBI. Wyatt Paul's going to be put out at third. for the second out. Brings up leadoff hitter here for the post 210, Tyler Fromholz. Fromholz so far is 0 for 3 at the leadoff spot today. Inside edge, call 1-1. Fromholz yesterday was 1 for 4 with a walk. That one's going to be hit. Bouncer again. Third baseman does a nice job of charging, playing that artificial turf hop. Gets over across in front of the shortstop, picks it up, fires over to first to get the out. For the third out here for post 157. After 5 innings, your score here is 8-3. Waupun post 210 with a lead over Horicon 157. We'll be back for the top of the 6th inning as Cole Hicken continues to deal for the Warriors. For the Wild Turkeys. We'll be back. Welcome back here to the Gus.
Another new hitter, number 11.
Cody Pieper was just up to bat for Horicon. And Pieper flew out to short center field for the first out. That's on the ground. Sanders is going to pick that up. Fires. Good arm there still with Braden. Gets that out over at first base as he fires it over to Noah Garrettson for the second out. New hitter was number 11, Anthony Berg. Oh, Berggren. Cole still has a great chance here to be able to get through this game if he has this efficient inning here. Now, he did the same thing last time, though. He went 2 outs. There's a strike from Strife. 1-1 is the count with 2 down. Post 210 leads 8-3 over post 157 from Horicon. Nice pitch there by Hicken. Strife swings up over the top of it. 1-2 is the count. Right on the outside edge. Cole Hicken's going to get the strikeout, and that's going to do it for 6.
Horicon, no runs, no hits, nobody left after 5.5, 8-3. Waupun. 8 pitches for Hicken,
90 total pitches for Cole Hicken, so very efficient in that inning to get those 8 pitches in there. So he's going to have the opportunity, if the count is 105, he has a chance to get through the entire game here, as he's able to hold the lead here, 8-3.
What's that? Okay, thank you.
Brings in Bergram, comes in for Hurley. Oh, I take that back. Holton is going to be coming in for Gavin Hurley. for Horicon as coach is trying to get his players in to get some action. We'll be back here for the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Jeff Sauer. Checking out my emails. Nobody is out there sending me those emails to give those shout-outs to the players, so I guess I'll start out with that first shout-out. Coming up to bat is going to be Carson Bresser. Congratulations, Carson. Way to hammer that ball in that last inning to get that home run. You need a triple, so no matter what happens, get the triple this inning. Oh, good hit. Welcome back here to the Gus. Cole Hicken hits one over to left field. The left fielder dove for that line drive. No way that he was going to catch it, so that's going to go down as a base hit. And advancing on the error is going to be Cole Hicken to second base, so he has a single. And then the left fielder fell down. He's going to bring up now Carson Bresser. Here's that opportunity. Bresser needs to have that opportunity here to get the cycle. And we were talking up here, we cannot remember. Sub number 5, Trent Ferris is going to sub for Cole Hicken. So that must mean that Carson's going to come in probably to finish the game. Bresser up, needs a triple to hit for the cycle in this game. Thought for sure I'd get an email with somebody hoping that he would also do that. Coming back way outside for a ball. Good stop there by the catcher. Ball 1 to Carson Bresser. Single, a double, and a home run in that last inning. 4 plate appearances. That's going to be outside. Don't expect that they're going to try and pitch anything inside. In fact, I'm surprised they're even pitching. They didn't even actually move him down to first base. And that's what they do, is they do put him on finally. And that's unfortunate, as Carson had the opportunity to hit for the cycle. Great game on all 4 times. Unfortunately, doesn't get a chance to hit for that cycle. And we were just talking up here, I can't remember seeing a cycle in high school or in Legion. Right on the inside edge is the pitch now to Noah Garrettson. Garrettson with an opportunity. He hammered one last time to right center, but an incredible play by the center fielder to get on his horse and make the long stretch, catching that one at the warning track. Garrettson gets a little bit underneath it, pops that one up, and it's going to be popped up over to the first baseman for the out. Garrettson having a rough night.
New hitter for Waupun.
Number 32.
Sorry, Braden Long, my bad.
Number 32 is going to be Braden Lund, as he's going to come and hit for Jaden White. What year is Braden? So he's a junior, going to be a senior? Okay. So up to bat now for the first time is going to be Braden Lund. Just finished his junior year. That's one of the challenges here with Legion. On the outside of the plate, but low. 1-1 is the count. 1 out. As he comes in for Jaden White. Both coaches getting some playing time for some players here. Throws over to first. Ferris back. First pickoff attempt over there to second base that I've seen in this game. Wild Turkeys on first and second with an opportunity for Lund to finally get a hit here. Hey, inside. Had a chance to wear that one, just missed. Brings the count to 2-1. Quick reactions there to get out of the way. Strike there by Lund right on the outside edge. Good pitch there by Tim. Brings the count to 2-2. Trent Ferris over at second. Hammered out to the shortstop underneath the feet of Austin Armga. Still got the athletic ability to get out of the way. And here comes the run in for Ferris, who's going to score.
Picks up an RBI and a base hit.
Base hit for Braden Lund. Good patience up there. Right underneath the feet of the umpire. Brings up number 42, Wyatt Paul. Scotty, I thought you were a little crazy when you were talking earlier about bringing your jacket up here because it might get a little chilly. It's a little chilly. Oh, I'm good. I'll just have to start dancing a little bit here, get the feet moving. Inside, takes off to third. Safe. So the third baseman dropped the ball. So Carson Bresser gets over to third base on the stolen base. Braden Lund is able to advance in the same manner. So Carson was going to get to third no matter what. Unfortunately, it didn't count as a triple. Gets over to third base. On the outside edge, it's going to be dropped. It looks like Bresser going to try and come home. He does standing up. Now that's going to be overthrown. Lund decides to stay over at third. Bresser scores the 9th run of the game for the Wild Turkeys. 3-1 is the count to Wyatt Paul. Braden Lund over at third base. Opportunity here for Wyatt. Inside. 4 balls is the call. He wasn't sure what.
Paul draws a walk. Brings up catcher Evan Sauer.
Base on balls. For Wyatt, that's the third time that he's been on base. Again, another huge shout out. Graduation celebration for Wyatt is going to be coming up on Saturday. So, again, congratulations to Wyatt Paul for graduating from Waupun and having an excellent athletic career. Celebration on Saturday, so huge shout-out. Congratulations, Wyatt. Wyatt's going to take off stolen base. That's going to be thrown to the inside and runs right into it and gets put out for the second out. I guess that kind of caught me by surprise that he got thrown out and then by a mile. Right down the middle, hammered over second base side is going to be Evan Sauer with a nice base hit. Gets the RBI.
Brings up shortstop Braden Sanders.
Evan will be over at first base. Are they not allowed substitution like they are for high school? Courtesy for the catcher? Do you want to leave him in, though, with his speed? So Evan will still be over at first base. On the outside edge to Braden Sanders. One of those returning players that I was talking about earlier. Getting one more opportunity to play some baseball here representing Waupun. Post 210. Right down the middle. Braden knew it. He was fooled by that pitch. A little bit of off speed. Brings the count to 0-2. With 2 down. Runner over at first base. That's going to be outside. Sauer's going to take off, try and get in there at second, and does. One and two is the count to Sanders. 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Warriors with an 8-run or 9-run lead. Sanders gets underneath that one, fouls it off. Gets another opportunity here. Still keeps the count at 1 and 2. So run sitting out there for Sanders. Brody Tim ready to deal for Horicon. Here comes the pitch to Sanders. High. Not sure what he was trying to do with that. It looked like he was trying something with the ball, but took off on him. 2-2. Deuces are wild across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Sanders gets a little contact with that one. Second baseman calls for it and gets the out.
Sanders bucks out to retire the side in the inning for Waupun. 3 runs on 3 hits.
3 runs on 3 hits. 1 error.
Base friend 1.
1 left on. 11-3 is the score for the Wild Turkeys. So we'll see all kinds of changes coming up. So 23 for 16.
Thank you, sir.
So got all kinds of changes going to take place here. See if I can get those all straightened out again. So you've got Lucas Myers going to come over in at first base. Carson Bresser is going to go over to short. Braden Sanders is going to come up on the mound and pitch. Over at third is going to be Dane Stelsel. Jaden White still stays in center. Is Wyatt Paul still over in right? Jesse Steinbach is going to be over in right. And I'm assuming Trent Ferris is over in left? All right. So that resets the defense here for the Wild Turkeys. Once again, you got Meyer, Weiss, Bresser, Fromholtz, Braden Sanders on the mound, Evan Sauer behind the plate. Out in right, it's going to be Steinbach. Center will be White. And over and left is going to be Trent Ferris. Dane Stelsel, thank you very much about that. I missed that. Tyler Fromholtz is out, and Dane Stelsel is over at third base. Opportunity for some play for all of the players on the bench, so it's great to see Coach getting them out there with the opportunity to play. First time that Braden Sanders is going to take the mound after returning back. Braden still looks like he's in great shape. You know, sometimes you see some of these players that come back after spending 1 year off, not exercising quite as much as you would like them to, or as they should have. Sanders deals that first one in there for a ball. Getting ready. Fires again. It's going to be outside. Braden just has to get himself comfortable here with the mound once again. In a game situation, I'm assuming that he's done some throwing in the offseason here. That one's low. 3-0 is the count.
Hicken exited the game with 90 pitches.
Cole Hicken leaves with 90 pitches. Again, a very efficient outing. 90 pitches in 6 innings. Right down the middle, there's Braden coming back, getting that to 3-1. That's going to be outside for Sanders. Walks the first pitcher. Sanders looking in the dugout like, oh, I'm not too confident about this. But I've seen Braden get this stuff before. He's athletic enough. He'll get back into this. He also knows that he should trust his defense. Just throw that ball down there. Let him hit it and see what happens with your defense. Sauer knocks it down, squirts away from him. And the runner's going to be able to get over to second base. So it's Gulke who came in, right? Number 4? Who did he hit for?
The 9th spot for Gibbs.
Okay, for Gibbs, thank you.
He was actually up last time already.
All right. Got to try and get the book here at the same time. Sanders 3-0. Might as well get some action here while you've got some runs to play with. And that's going to be a walk to Sanders. Second walk of the game. As that was Holton who had come in for Hurley. He draws a walk. So runners are now at first and second. Sanders in the dirt. He's got 8 runs to play with, so I expect to see him out there and make sure that he can come back and fire strikes. This is one of the players that was coming back that was going to hope to add a little bit to the depth. Ooh, a little bit low. Sanders keeps looking over into the dugout. I don't think that Coach Stanky's going to take him out until it gets closer. It's 2-0's a count. Braden with a little bit of a smile on his face as he tried to shot put that one in there, it looked like. Here comes the next pitch. There's one on the outside edge for a strike, so he's thrown 2 strikes now to the 3 batters. Here in the top of the 7th inning, the Wild Turkeys with an 11-3 lead. Just a little bit low on the outside edge and walks, bases loaded. Brings up Januszewski for Horicon. Bases are loaded. Right on the outside edge. First pitch, they're in there for a strike for Sanders. Hopefully that's enough now to get that confidence rolling here for him. Comes back, throws a strike right away after the walk. Second pitch. Another one on the outside edge. 0-2 is the count here to Januszewski. Next pitch coming in here. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good job there by Sauer to block it. Keep it in front. Sanders has always had some great rotation on his breaking ball, but not having practiced it much. Probably wasn't a good chance that was coming in there for a strike. Next pitch. On the outside edge, that gets underneath the glove of Sauer and is going to score for Horicon. Leaves first base open. Sanders shaking his head over there, wondering about how many more pitches he's going to have left. So runners are now at second and third. 2-2 is the count. Nobody out. Pitch coming to Januszewski. Oh, a little bit low on that outside edge. Full count. From the windup, here goes Sanders. Fouled that one off. Januszewski keeps the count at 3-2 as that was right down the middle. See Braden there stretching out his calf. On the inside edge, that's going to go to the shortstop. Bresser's going to field it, fire it way over the top of Lucas Meyer. Hops back to him, but the two runners are going to score on the throwing error.
Infield hit, Fuzzy, or not? What's that? Infield hit, throwing error? No, just an error.
That's an error.
Zuski reaches on the air, brings up pitcher Brody Tim. Liquidsky on deck.
Scores 3 runs there for Horicon, brings the score to 11-6 here in the top of the 7th. Runner over at second base. That's fouled off by number 30, Brody Tim. So Sanders is coming in there throwing strikes now. Had the opportunity there. It was kind of a slow roller towards Carson, but he fielded it in plenty of time and just put a little too much underarm on that on the sidearm throw, and it sailed on him. Good breaking ball there. From head to waist. Kind of fooled Brody Tim, and he's ahead in the count 0-2. He needs to get this first out to keep that confidence rolling for Braden. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, just outside. Brings the count to 1-2. Januszewski sitting over there at second base. 3 runs crossed the plate so far for Horicon, post 157. Next pitch in the dirt, swing. Has the opportunity to throw it to 1. Myers unable to stay on the base. Runners are going to advance.
Tim reaches on the strikeout wild pitch, brings up center fielder Liquidsky.
So Sanders has a strikeout, but it doesn't show up there on the board. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. Sanders throws over. Good tag there by Meyer. So runner dives back in. Brody Tim is now the pitcher for Horicon. Right on the outside edge for a pitch. Good job there by Braden. Framed really well there by Evan Sauer. Get that strike. Still nobody out. Runners on first and third. Sanders getting ready to deal. Runner takes off. Sauer fires down to Weiss. Oh, off the edge of the glove. And the runner's going to score. Good throw there. But Austin Weiss caught it off the edge of the glove, trying to get the tag too quickly. And now the runner scores. And the strikeout victim is over at second base. 1-1 is the count. And nobody out. 11-7. Sanders right down the middle. Strike 2. Poplinski takes a swing at that. Ready for the next pitch. Here comes Sanders getting ready to deal. Fires. That's fouled off. Keeps the count at 1-2. 2-2? 1-2 is what I thought it was. They have 2-2 up on the board. It's 1-2, I think, is still is the count. Nobody out. Getting ready. Here comes Sanders to deal. Just a little bit low. Now the count is 2-2. The Wild Turkeys with a 4-run lead here in the top of the 7th. Ooh. Another low pitch. Full count. Once again, this is not normally the Braden Sanders I'm used to seeing. Braden Sanders was a pretty confident person. Good strike there. Gets the strikeout for the first out. So still trying to get himself into the groove to play some baseball here is Braden Sanders, but he gets a strikeout here with 1 out. Once again, Braden was a very confident pitcher, what I used to see him. And that was his junior year. Sophomore and junior year. Obviously, he lost his senior year with the whole COVID situation, but he is back. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 is the count. Right down the middle, 1-1 is the count now to Pieper. The only left-handed hitter for Horicon that I've seen for tonight. That one's a little bit high. 2-1 is the count now to Pieper with one down. Runner over at second base. Right on the inside edge for the second strike. 1-2 is the count with one down. Sanders trying to battle his way out of this. Gets set. Fires. That one's fouled off. Keeps the count at 1-2 with one out. Getting ready to deal here. Sanders fires. A little bit low. I'm not sure what the runner for Horicon was doing, but if we would have had somebody get back in there, we had the opportunity to get that pick off. 2-2 is the count with one out. Wild Turkey is still with a 4-run lead. Hammered over towards first base, foul. Sanders continuing to get into the rhythm, throwing some strikes here. Trusting his defense to do the job for him. 2-2 is the count. On the outside edge, gets the strikeout for Sanders. So I'm wondering, Coach Stanky's coming out to see Sanders, asking him maybe if he's okay or what's going on. Two outs. Oh, 40 pitches. I see. That will do it. Yep. So he's checking to see how his arm is doing. Again, I don't know what Braden was doing. I can't remember what, I didn't, obviously last season didn't take place, so I don't remember what Braden's plans were. That's going to be popped over. Going after it is going to be the right fielder. Jesse Steinbach makes the final out. Sanders with 42 pitches. Had the opportunity to get on the mound and fire. And the Wild Turkeys from post 210 here in Waupun are going to get the 4-run lead, 11-7 over the Horicon post, 157. You've been listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's live stream. Thanks for listening, and would appreciate you sending me some of those emails again. I want to get those shout-outs to the players. So let me know where you were listening from and who you were cheering for. I would appreciate that. So the Wild Turkeys from post 210 here in Waupun are 2-0 in this early part of the season. So here from the Gus, we'll be back after the 4th of July for the next game that'll be here. The Wild Turkeys will be playing at Schlevy for Celebrate Waupun, as they're going to be taking on Laconia over at the Schlevy. I'm going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks, and then I'll be back after the 4th of July for the broadcast. So thank you again for listening and watching. I appreciate it. Hope that you've enjoyed this broadcast of the Waupun Post 210 Wild Turkeys. Take care and God bless.